Well, everybody, we had a lovely cliffhanger last night, and it's about time that we get down to business here tonight. Because, for the first time, my Rockets have made the playoffs, but it is the second time that Chat's Mavericks have made the playoffs in this timeline. And as we talked about, this could be the last year. We are not very far into this era at all. Again, we haven't even gotten to the 96 draft. You know, the era starts, in 92, 93? 91, 92, I think. Right? Yeah, 91, 92, because the Blazers never actually won. We're only 5 years into this. Well, 5 full years. This would be season 6. So, I mean, this could end pretty quickly. It could also take another 20 years. Correct. Watch us both get swept. That is also possible. But what we have to do before we get down to business is double check what's going on with these teams. Shout out to Glenn Rice and his band of merry men. That's really the only way to sum it up. I am here because of Glenn Rice. Although pretty much outside of Eric Snow, it's not that bad of a starting five, really. Lamont Murray plays a decent amount as well. So, I mean, this is an interesting one. And again, both of us have a lottery pick as well, thanks to a trade. So I just can't imagine this time frame going on for that much longer. And then for Chat's Mavericks, Kevin Edwards that you picked up in a trade, Eddie Jones, Jamal Mashburn, KG, Christian Laettner. I mean, both teams looking pretty damn good. I genuinely think Chat can win it this year, though. The Mashburn-Laettner pairing alone is really good. Really good. I genuinely will not be surprised if Chat wins this. Up to 8 or 9 playoffs, you want your stars out there as much as possible. Cassell, Williams, they'll still play from time to time, but you want those stars out there. I think it's championship good. I disagree. That said, you guys draw the Portland Trail Blazers. I'm going up against Utah. Let's take a look at what these teams look like. The Trailblazers, Terry Porter. At point guard, they still have Clyde Drexler, 33 years old. Sean Elliott at forward with Lionel Simmons behind him and Jerome Kersey. Jesus. Don't have much of power forward, but Kersey can play power forward. And at center, they have Kevin Duckworth. That's not bad. That's not bad. And of course, I know what I'm up against with Utah. It's not going to be easy. You got Dumbass and Eric Murdoch, Nate McMillan at shooting guard, Greg Elo, Blue Edwards at forward, Rapist at power forward with Kevin Willis, and at center, Michael Cage. If he actually plays center, it might be Willis or Malone. I would be more confident. If it wasn't Utah for me, but again, heading into your series here, these are the starting five on both sides. I mean, it evens out being close, you know? It evens out pretty well. So, maybe a bit of a toss-up, but I think if you guys can get past this team, you can get past pretty much anybody. Catcher, feel free to look up on his Wikipedia page and the section called Post-Retirement Activities. That's always a good sign. Oh, and there's a little bit, too, at the end of his personal life section. Feel free to look. It is best of 5 in the first round. We're going to see how this plays out here. We're going to see. Game 1. Mavericks, Blazers goes to Dallas, 110 to 95, and that is a very well-rounded performance. Doubles for both Garnett and Laettner, 21 points for Jones, 20 points for Doug Smith off the bench. Damn. I think you guys have this year. It's not even me trying to be cute and be like, hey, let me jinx you. Like, no, it's very possible. It's very possible. Especially, too, again, when I'm going up against a team like this. I just, outside of Glenn Rice and the fact that Jim Jackson's better than Nate McMillan, I don't have too much going for me in this particular battle. But we'll see what happens. Game 1 here goes to Utah, 106 to 104. Glenn Rice had a great game. Another double-double for P.J. Brown. Just not enough. Yeah, Malone had a big game. Double for Stockton. At least Glenn Rice is shooting threes, though. I mean, we're not the most successful team from 3, but hey. Again, we only sim from the menu here up until we get to the 3rd round, just to make, or unless it goes to like a Game 5 or Game 7, just to make things more dramatic. Game 2, Dallas and Portland. Goes to Dallas. 129 to 88. I'm telling you, we're not getting to the Kobe draft. Triple-double for Kevin Garnett. A double for Christian Laettner. 31 points for Jamal Mashburn. I just don't see it. I think you guys have it in the bag right here. Game 2, my Rockets against the Jazz, and Utah is now up 2-0. 106 to 98. Great game for Jim Jackson. A double again for PJ. My team's just not quite there yet. Not quite there yet. Will Dallas complete the sweep? Yes, they will. 108 to 96. Doubles for Garnett and Mashburn. Christian Laettner as well. Easy does it for Dallas over Portland. You guys got this in the bag, I'm telling you. You got this in the bag. I will be shocked. I think the only team that can stop you, I get you're probably, I mean, look at this. Golden State's about to upset Seattle. I genuinely think, you have a couple of scares, but there isn't a team that you're like, oh my God, total underdogs against. I think you got it. Will the Jazz complete the sweep of my Rockets? No, Houston wins their first playoff game under my control. 119 to 107. Thanks to a fucking monstrous game. A monstrous game from Glenn Rice. Holy hell. Not often you see someone drop 50. Glenn Rice, though. Well done, sir. Double for PJ as well. That's what it's going to take for me to win this series. Is Glenn Rice just going off. Game number 4. The Houston Rockets have forced a Game 5. 112 to 107. Only 25 points from Rice today. Another double from PJ. But Jackson and Sheed both had good games. I'm happy. We're not getting swept. We're not getting swept. It will go to a deciding 5th game. As your opponent is confirmed in round 2, it'll be Golden State. Whereas the winner of this game here will play the number 1 seed, Minnesota Timberwolves, and Shaquille O'Neal. You also got Charlotte, Philadelphia, Milwaukee, and Chicago on the other side. Let's find out if there's a nice little miracle going to happen here for the Rockets. I am not holding my breath for this one, but you never know. You never know. I looked away for too long. I don't know if we would have won even if we jumped in. So close, yet so far for the young Rockets, 105 to 99. Utah seals the deal despite 33 from Glenn and a double from Rasheed Wallace. My Rockets are out. Damn. Utah is a tough draw. Glenn, you did what you could, buddy. I respect it. You did what you could. Jim Jackson had a really good series. Wallace and Brown were pretty good, too. LeBradford Smith played quite a bit. Bottom line is, I was missing a point guard. I mean, Snow did average 7 assists a game. But, yeah, like one piece away from really being able to compete with a team like Utah. Or from being able to beat a team like Utah. We were able to compete with them. I'm going to be intrigued to see how well I can keep this team together. We'll see what happens. Worth noting for Chat's Mavericks in the first round. I mean, look at that. Your top 3 players all average double-doubles. I'm telling you. With the big men that you guys got in the lineup, I think you have this. And then Eddie Jones and Kevin Edwards were both awesome, too. I think you guys have this in the fucking bag. I'm telling you, you are up against Golden State in round number 2. Led by Tim Hardaway and Bob Sura. Billy Owens and Reggie Miller. Reggie shouldn't be 22, right? Reggie should be older than that. Right? How old should Reggie Miller be in this timeline? Hold on. Some of the ages are definitely weird. What year are we in? 95, 96. Well, his birth year is listed at 73. He was actually born in 65. All right. Yep, for whatever reason. So I think what it is... Yeah, Cookie, exactly. When we did the face scan update, something might have happened. So, shout out to Reggie Miller's proper age now of 30 years old. So, there might be some other ages people end up noticing like that. I mean, it's not a huge deal necessarily, but, you know, defaulted to 18 years old. They got put in, yeah, probably. At forward, Chris Mullen. Power forward, Victor Alexander. And at center, Matt Geiger. Okay. For as good as the rest of the team is looking for them, literally, like, the difference is it's your superior big men against the fact that they have Tim Hardaway and Reggie Miller at guard. Because Mashburn and Mullen equal out. So Garnett and Leitner should have tremendous series. It's just how well will Hardaway and Miller do for the Warriors? That is what this series comes down to. Game 1, Mavericks, Warriors. Goes to Dallas, 103-99. Doubles for Garnett, Smith, and Leitner. The bigs get it done. And Mashburn, 26 points. I'm telling you, you guys are winning it right here. I'm not getting to that Kobe draft. I'm not getting to that draft. It's just not going to happen. That team came together so well for you guys. Game number 2 goes to Dallas, 105-102. Doubles from Mashburn, Leitner, and Garnett. The 30 points from Jamal Mashburn. This is over. I'm telling you, this is over. I'm mentally prepared. And if it doesn't end here, it's going to end soon. God damn. Game number 3 goes to Dallas, 103-73. Behind 34 points from Jamal Mashburn and doubles for Kevin Garnett and Christian Leitner. This is over. And game 4. The Dallas Mavericks are going to the Western Conference Final. Whew. God damn. 24 points from Mashburn, 20 from Edwards, doubles again from Garnett and Leitner. The big men dominated. The big men absolutely dominated. That's what it came down to. Oh, man. Well, the question now is Minnesota or Utah. And the answer is Shaquille O'Neal. And the Minnesota Timberwolves on the other side, Charlotte and Chicago, two teams that have won titles in this timeline. You guys are off to the Western Conference Final. In the semifinals, dude, Jamal Mashburn went off. KG and Leitner were great. Shout out to Darth on the 21 months. I'm doing all right, my man. How are you? I'm ready for era number 3. It's coming. I'm ready for it. Phenomenal second round for the Stars of the Mavericks. However, you guys are up against Minnesota, and we know one of their key players, but the rest of the team is as follows. Greg Grant at point guard. Shooting guard, Isaiah Ryder and Nick Anderson. At forward, Corliss Williamson. So I imagine Anderson's playing at forward. You could sort by playoff round. I wish a different franchise mode had that. Meg, I've been asking for it for years, so yeah, I agree. At power forward, Kevin McHale and Donyell Marshall. Maybe they were right to get Kevin McHale after all. Who won the first era? Yes. And at center, Shaquille O'Neal with Luke Longley. Now, there was the slight injury to Kevin Edwards, but it's not going to affect him too much. I mean, he's day-to-day with a sore left knee. That's not the most debilitating injury in the world. Yeah, for the most part, he's looking fine. The starting five on both sides. Edwards, Jones, Mashburn, Garnett, and Leitner. Grant, Ryder, Anderson, McHale, and Shaq. Darth, fair enough. Fair enough. Let's see. As someone with a sore left knee right now, I beg to differ. I'm dying. Game 1. Game number 1 of the 1996 Western Conference Final. Minnesota trying to keep it close. Minnesota takes the lead. 103 to 101. And the Mavericks could be in a little bit of trouble here. A little bit of a test at the hands of the Timberwolves. Okay, guys, Christ, but no one here is a professional athlete. A sore left knee for him actually means he has a torn ACL. He'll be fine. This shot. Here's Anderson. Over to Grant. Isaiah Ryder misses the three. Shaq is unstoppable.
Huge point from O'Neal.
A big time challenge in the form of Shaquille O'Neal. Damn.
And both teams have been clicking all night long on the offensive end.
105, 103. Under a minute to go. I tried to be. Well, that's the problem. Isaiah Ryder for 2. Dallas lucky to avoid the foul.
That takes confidence in your game.
Timeout, Dallas.
In game 1 of the Western Conference Finals, Chat's Mavericks have made it this far. Sorry, just mesmerized by the routine. Hack and Shaq.
Thanks, guys.
Somebody cut him out at the knees already. Save a lot of teams the trouble in the future, including your own. Inbound and a quick timeout from Garnett.
See if that tempo shifts at all. Back to you guys.
One of my teams won, and I'm in extreme sadness. Now I get to watch it lose another compensation. Hey, thanks. Now I'm not even going to say sorry to hear it was a rough day. Eat it, nerd. The inbound to Sam Cassell. Now KG. Ends the team that drafted him. IRL. Garnett misses the shot. And Shaq is going to be sent to the free throw line. Well, let's see how realistic or unrealistic this video game is. Catcher, I did, yeah. In a 4-point game, Shaq heads to the line. Come on, Shaqtus. You can do it. Hey, he sunk the first one.
He does not look very comfortable at the line. This very well could be Shaquille O'Neal's kryptonite.
Good commentary line. Hits them both. A miracle. Like Yao Ming hitting a 3. Which he did back in the day. Shaq had a couple of 3s too. 6-point game. Mavericks turn it over. And Grant will be set to the line. Ow. Well, it looks like Minnesota is going to defend home court here in game 1 and hand the Mavericks their first loss of the playoffs. That was Garnett on Dallas because we started in 91-92, which means he was yet to be drafted. Garnett on the rebound. Sam Cassell, 25 seconds, down by 7. Cassell to Garnett for 2. Gets it. But 2 is only going to do so much. And Isaiah Ryder is going to be sent to the line. The lack of 3-point shooting in the era. Granted, it's starting to evolve a little bit. But the lack of 3-point shooting is going to likely sink Dallas here in game 1. There's the first from Ryder. The lead's back to 7 with 20 seconds to go.
They're trailing by 7. Guys, your thoughts?
You know, the game is clearly out of reach, but they still want to.
And Dallas had, what, about a week off between games? I don't wonder if that's a factor. It's not. I'm pretty sure the game doesn't factor that in. But hey, fun talking point. Missed 3. Garnett on the rebound. Out to Cassell for 3. Missed. No, it takes a bounce and falls. Inbound again to Grant.
And they stop the clock as soon as they can with the intentional foul.
Well, you know,
11 seconds left to lead down to 4. Now 5. Off free throw from Grant. Make it 6. Mavs need a quick 3. Cassell for Jones to Christian Laettner to Jones. Gotta pull the trigger. Misses, and that will do it. The number 1 seed, Minnesota Timberwolves, take game 1 of the 1996 Western Conference Final. So not what Chat's Mavericks were looking for to kick off this series. 24 points, 11 rebounds from Shaq. Not the most impressive of stat lines necessarily. I mean, 25 points for Edwards. Garnett had a double. So did Laettner. It was one of Mashburn's weaker offensive performances of the playoffs so far with just 15. He was 7 of 8. Fouled out. Edwards fouled out. Mashburn fouled out. That would do it. That would do it. So again, game 1 in the books. In the books. Really quickly. Yeah, another minor injury. This one, Doug Smith with a pinched nerve in his back. The injuries could be adding up. They could be. Game number 2. Let's see how it goes. Let's see. Look at all that VC you'll never use. Maybe I'll buy some packs, baby. Oh, man. Dallas on the comeback trail. Minnesota has a 2-0 lead. 108-94. Mashburn and Leitner both fouled out. Leitner after just 20 minutes. It is a different story here in this series. Marshall with a double, 21 points. Shaq just 11 points, 13 rebounds. It just feels like the Mavs aren't making the most of their opportunities here. A double for Grant as well with 10 assists. I wasn't expecting this, but maybe Shaq is too strong. Game number 3. Game number 3. Mavericks need to win this now that it's in Dallas for the first time in this year. Oh, my God. The Minnesota Timberwolves have a 3-0 series lead in the Western Conference Final. What the hell happened? Mashburn fouled out again. Sam Cassell fouled out after just 12 minutes of play. Garnett went 3 of 13 from the floor. He did have 15 rebounds and 8 assists, but only 7 points. Jesus. Like the statistical drop-off. Like you look at the semifinals, right? 28 points for Mashburn. Garnett and Leitner both averaging doubles. And then so far in the finals, I mean, Mashburn's down 8.5 points. I mean, Leitner and Garnett are both close. But, Jesus. I'm just genuinely shocked. I thought you guys had it. Shaq's not even necessarily that dominant. Like, he's been good. But, I mean, their leading scorer is Isaiah Ryder. I'm just genuinely shocked. But game 4, it's true. It's not over till it's over. You never know. Actually, in fairness, I mean, again, you guys are on a 7-person bench, which is fairly common for the playoffs. You could technically expand it a smidge if you chose to, but at the end of the day, you got your key players out there. I don't know, man. What would a 6 look like? It would factor Eldon Campbell out of the equation unless there was fitness issues. It would get Sam Cassell a lot more time. You'd be relying big time on the forwards in the center. Guards would be more of a revolving deal. You could adjust the tendencies. We could, but we don't because we're controlling 2 teams at once. So we do not mess with the tendencies at all. That way, there's some randomness. All right, 7 seems to be the shout. So again, that'll get Leitner and Garnett a bit of a break too. So let's see what happens. Let's see what happens. It is game number 4. Mavericks need to win to stay alive in this postseason. And just their second trip to the playoffs in chat's control. And they are going to stay alive. 97-83, a victory in game 4. As Jamal Mashburn has his biggest game of the series, 30 points, 10 rebounds, a double as well for Christian Leitner. Still not a great game offensively for KG. He shot 2 of 16 from the floor and 4 of 5 from the line. But none of the key players fouled out. Still some concerning aspects, but a win is a win. Game number 5. As the Charlotte Hornets have beaten Jordan and the Bulls, the Hornets are off to the final. Again, 2 years ago, they won the title in 7 games over Portland with Larry Johnson winning MVP. The Bulls were defending champions. It's been all about the Eastern Conference in this timeline so far. Charlotte looking to make it 2 titles in the last 3 years. Dallas needs a win here in Game 5 or the series is over. Minnesota yet to lose on their home court. Uh-oh. No, strong pushback from Dallas. But it's going to be too little too late. The Minnesota Timberwolves are going to the NBA Final with Shaquille O'Neal leading the way. Good game for Leitner, solid game for Mashburn. Edwards fouled out. And unfortunately, Kevin Garnett, as a rookie, wasn't up to the task. The pressure was on, and KG ended up having a very, very rough series. And that's ultimately what decided this. As, again, Shaq and company maybe just a bit too strong. Maybe a bit too strong. So Minnesota and Charlotte for the NBA title. But to take a look here, we look at the conference finals. Again, Mashburn's scoring was down. Leitner was down. Entering that series, Garnett was averaging 18 points a game and 12 rebounds. He finished with 11 points and 11 rebounds. So the bottom line is the scoring dropped off for the Mavericks. The scoring did drop off. You could argue there were some depth issues, but I mean, at the end of the day, the big-time players just couldn't quite carry the weight at the end of it. So there will, in fact, be the 1996 draft coming up. First and foremost, who are your champions this year? It is once again, for the second time in 3 seasons, the Charlotte Hornets, this time led by Kendall Gill. So the Hornets have won 2 of the last 3 championships. The Bulls have won all of the others. Kendall Gill and the Charlotte Hornets get it done again. As I mean, maybe that just shows how tough it would have been for you guys in the finals if, you know, the T-Wolves losing 6. Who's to say? Who's to say? Player retirements. 07's in chat for Larry Bird. Fat Lever, who went to the Bulls to try and win one. Fat Lever is gone. Tom Chambers, Doc Rivers. Elsewhere, what's going on, man? How you been? How you been? Yes, Watley's gone too, but Larry Bird has retired. Hall of Fame inductees, Larry Bird. Larry Bird. Oh, West Coast, don't you hit collaborate. What does that even mean? I don't know what that does. Decline, I get. I don't know what that does. Wrong button. That's okay. I still don't understand the whole collab thing at all. Hope the stream's going all right, by the way. Goddamn. Larry Bird inducted into the Hall of Fame. Fat Lever was right there, game. Come on. Unbelievable. Jersey retirements. Larry Bird's 33, of course. Of course. Any historic changes? Players will wear their team jerseys during the All-Star game. Okay. Celtics updating their logo. Full brand change for Utah. Floor update for the Lakers. Logo and uniform change for the Pistons. A floor change for the Spurs. Already a full look overhaul for the Timberwolves. But in fairness, it's an amazing fucking look. It's so good. In terms of the league meeting, again, just the All-Star change. And that brings us to the draft lottery, where, again, despite both of our teams making the playoffs, we each have a lottery pick because of prior trades. Chat has a 5.4% chance thanks to the Phoenix Suns, and I have a 2.9% chance thanks to Detroit. Again, this is the absolutely stacked 1996 NBA draft, and a big shout out to West Coast. We're talking Bryant, Allen, Nash, Iverson, Stojakovic, and so many others. Shout out to Billy Soap, tremendous name. This is what I was trying to do, West Coast. I figured, how'd the stream go, man? Again, I hope you're doing well. Hope you're doing well. I keep joking with people around here that if I get out to Washington, that we got to catch a Mariners game. And some people don't want to take me up on the offer. I know you won't let me down, right? I know you won't let me down, right? Hopefully. Hopefully. I got to get the T-Mobile one of these days, man. I got to do it. I got to do it. If you guys aren't following West Coast, by the way, already, do it. Do it now. Right now. This second. Hit the button. Do it. Do it now. And welcome in everybody from West Coast Stream. First and foremost, just supporting a great guy and a great streamer, so thank you for that. We are doing the MyNBA Arrows mode in NBA 2K25. We essentially are doing a streamer versus chat. I am in control of the Houston Rockets. Chat's in control of the Dallas Mavericks. The first to win an NBA title in the era wins the era, and then we move on to the next one since there are 6 eras in this timeline. So we are about to find out. Again, this is the legendary 1996 draft. A top 5 pick is a difference maker. Pretty much across the board. Top 4 especially. Let's see what happens. What's the record? All time, I think chat's ahead. If I'm not mistaken, and again, you can go catch up on the history. You can go catch up on the history of this on the second YouTube channel, of course. I believe year 1, I dominated. I think year 2, chat dominated. And now year 3, chat is up 1-0 in the series so far. Let's do this. Big time draft lottery. As the Spurs hold with their fucking paper cup color scheme, which I do love. They hold at 13. The Boston Celtics hold at 12. Dave, this is era number 2, the Jordan era. It starts in 91-92. Let's see. Number 11. Will it still be the Washington Bullets? Yes, it will. No movement so far. No movement so far. And yes, the NHL series needs this screen, please. The Vancouver Grizzlies hold at number 10. No movement so far. No movement so far. Oh, number 9, the LA Lakers hold. And now's where this lottery gets interesting. Pick number 8 currently belongs to my Houston Rockets. You're right, MLB needs this too. Come on. 2.9%. Come on. Come on. Fuck. All right. It'll be pick number 8. For my Rockets. Pick number 7 belongs to chat's Dallas Mavericks. Well, we both got fucked. I mean, we didn't get fucked, but this was the 1 year with no movement. Pick number 7 for Dallas. Pick number 8 for Houston. We'll skip through from here. The Indiana Pacers have won the lottery, followed by Toronto and Los Angeles. Chat will be selecting with picks 7, 17, 26, and 27, while my Rockets have picks number 8, 19, 24, and 25. We each have 4 picks in this draft, but neither of us have a pick higher than 7th overall. Okay. It is what it is. We are off to the draft. This is the one where you got to pray at teams like, hey, you want to trade up? The Indiana Pacers select Kobe Bryant with the first overall pick. Just keep him out of Colorado hotel rooms. Kobe Bryant, first overall to the end. Well, what? What? Controversial, maybe, but hey. Kobe Bryant off to the Pacers. With the second overall pick, the Toronto Raptors select Allen Iverson. God damn, that would have been a hell of a combination, huh? And Niles, that's too soon. Come on now. AI off to the Raptors. Good Lord. The East just gets stronger, by the way. Third overall, the LA Clippers select Stephon Marbury, not Steve Nash, but Stephon Marbury. Starbury off to the Clippers. At number 4, the Cleveland Cavaliers select Stevie Nash. God, that Cavs uniform sucked. Damn. Why does Kobe get a pick? If I'm not mistaken, it might be indicating a custom player. If I'm not mistaken. Because it is technically a custom roster that adds in some of the missing players. I don't think Kobe was missing, though. But it's also an indicator, I think, that this roster file was made on PC. With the 5th overall pick, B4 drops 20 bits. And the Atlanta Hawks select Ray Allen. Dude, the Eastern Conference is a nightmare. It is a nightmare. Good Lord. Good Lord. Whew, B4. Thank you again for the bits, though. I appreciate it. At 6, the Sacramento Kings select Marcus Camby. Okay. Meaning we do still have some players available to us here, both of us. At 7, the Dallas Mavericks do not receive a trade offer. So a reminder of what your team currently looks like, chat. Kevin Edwards is on an expiring contract. Sam Cassell might be leaving as well. You do have a team option on him, though. At shooting guard, you have Eddie Jones, but you have an option on him, so he's going nowhere. At forward, Jamal Mashburn has a team option. You don't have anybody behind him, though, because John Williams has an expiring deal. Power forward, you'll have Christian Laettner as an RFA. He's going to be expensive, but you do have KG behind him and Doug Smith. And at center, Eldon Campbell doesn't want to come back, but you do have a team option. So let's take a look at who's out there for you. At point guard, Eric Strickland, Chucky Atkins, Tony Delk, Derek Fisher, Geraldo Huggins, Moochie Norris, Carson Jeffries, Monty Wells. I mean, obviously it starts to drop from there. At shooting guard, Kerry Kittles, Jaquin Hawkins, Chris Robinson, Darvin Ham, Darius Ryan, apparently. At forward, Antoine Walker and Peja Stojakovic. Aside from them, you get the likes of Shannon Anderson, a couple generated dudes in there too. Unfortunately. Not much I can do about that at this point, though. Power forward, Sharif Abdur-Rahim, Jerome Williams, Samaki Walker, Walter McCarty, Celtics legend, Reaver knows. And at center, Eric Dampier, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Ben Wallace, Jermaine O'Neal, and others. What do you guys think? You've seen what your team looks like. You've seen who's available. What do you think? What's it going to be? All right. I am seeing Peja. I'm seeing Walker. I'm seeing Ilgauskas. Seeing Ben Wallace. Those look like the 4. Seeing Derek Fisher. He was mentioned quite a bit as well. All right. Let's see, chat. It is up to you. Will it be Peja Stojakovic, Antoine Walker, Zydrunas Ilgauskas, Ben Wallace, or Derek Fisher? Who's it going to be? Additional voting is possible through the channel point system, of course. Who's it going to be? In fact, everyone wants Walker. Antoine Walker was fine, Reaver. He was fine. He was fine. All right. He was fine. He just wasn't, a lot of other people. He was fine. Stop it. He made the all-rookie team. He was fine. Cut it out. He was fine. It's not like I'm saying he was great. He was fine. He's a multiple-time All-Star with the Celtics. Come on. He was fine. He was a bad pick for the Celtics, but he was a fine player. Cut it out. I'm right, you're wrong. Kevin Bacon wasn't in Footloose. And as it is, don't forget about the trade he was a part of, damn it. He got us Delonte West. The vote is in. With this pick, chat will be selecting the center, Ben Wallace, denying me the Detroit Pistons the Detroit Pistons combo of Ben and Rasheed Wallace. Ben Wallace is the choice. Chat gets a center. One of the best rebounders of all time. At number 8, my Houston Rockets will be making the pick because nothing happened for me there. I need an upgrade at point guard over Eric Snow, Jackson, and Murray. Still got Glenn Rice for one more year. Got Rasheed Wallace. I got P.J. Brown at center, although he's an RFA. I mean, I know Sharif Abdur-Rahim is apparently the best of the bunch. I do love me some Peja Stojakovic, though. Even Antoine Walker. Or Ilgauskas. I mean, it's tough not to take a guy that apparently I know is an 80 overall. Pretty sure Jermaine O'Neal turns into a beast, too, because he's a literal child at this point. And again, I got Rasheed Wallace there. Not that one of them can't play center. It's tough. Abdur-Rahim is the best player, but is he the best fit for me? I got to keep P.J. Brown if I can. If I bring him in, it's a good big 3. Okay. I think at this point, I pretty much have no choice. I got to go with the best player available. I'm going with Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Taking the best player possible, I think. Actually, what's his ceiling? All-star to starter? Ugh. Gary Kittles, Peja. Ooh, God, the higher ceiling for Peja, though. So Abdur-Rahim's a bit better now. Peja's got that higher ceiling. I do love me some Peja Stojakovic. Fuck, dude, this is a tough choice. Peja's such great cover in case I lose Glenn Rice, too. Because Glenn's going to want a big-time raise. 8th overall, my Houston Rockets. We're taking Peja Stojakovic. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. It's got to be done. At 9, the LA Lakers select Sharif Abdur-Rahim. We'll see if I made a mistake there. That could work out really well for them. Vancouver at 10 select Kerry Kittles. The Bullets at 11, Eric Dampier. Celtics at 12, Zydrunas Ilgauskas. Damn. Spurs at 13. Trade the pick. Along with a first rounder in 98 lottery protected to Cleveland for Hot Rod Williams and Mario. Is it Ellie or Eli? I'm not sure. But Hot Rod Williams on his way to San Antonio. So the Cavaliers at 13 take Lee Brown, a generated dude. That's the one thing I didn't pay attention to for the last one, is making sure there wasn't too many generated dudes, but what are you going to do? They were going to sneak through eventually. New Jersey at 14. Also trade the pick to Los Angeles for Sharif Abdur-Rahim and a second. Never mind, the Lakers are stupid and the Eastern Conference gets even stronger. So the Lakers end up taking Antoine Walker. Antoine Walker in a second for Sharif Abdur-Rahim. Fair enough. Fair enough. The Denver Nuggets at 15 take Shannon Anderson. And the Chicago Bulls at 16 draft Jermaine O'Neal. That brings up chat at pick number 17. No trade offers. So here are the top players left on the board in terms of overall. And Thomas Rodman is a generated dude. So literally off of overall, it's the C's. There's going to be no big names at C- aside from like Darvin Ham. So these are the top players left, chat. I'm seeing shouts for Derek Fisher. Any disagreements about Derek Fisher? Doesn't look like it. Going once. Derek Fisher it is. He's off to Dallas. Some late shouts for Delk and Chucky, but not enough. The Blazers take power forward Jerome Williams. Bringing up my Rockets again at 19. I have to make the pick. And for me, it's also going to come down to a point guard. Shadowstalker, what's going on, man? And it's down to these three. Bench starter, starter. It's got to be Eric Strickland. Welcome in, Eric. Happy to have you. Milwaukee at 20. Leon Stewart, generated dude. I'm kind of mad about the generated dudes, but it's too late. 76ers, Joaquin Hawkins. The Knicks at 22 take Samaki Walker. Shout out to Shadowstalker for the 19 months on the primer. Welcome back. Happy to have you here as the Magic take AC Leonard. So back-to-back picks for my Rockets, and then the Mavericks are up with back-to-back picks. Still no trade offers, for fuck's sake. That's annoying. Well, it is back-to-back, and there's two players left on the board, basically. Yeah, I mean, there's not much else to look at here, is there? Even with the accidental amount of generated dudes. Not much else to look at this point. Unless it's like, hey, Darvin Ham. Malik Rose. Again, Celtics legend, Walter McCarty. All right, pretty straightforward for me. I'm going to be selecting Chucky Atkins with my first pick. And no trade offer means I'm also taking Vitaly Potapenko at center. Chat gets back-to-back selections. You got to make the first one. Can I interest you in a Tony Delk or a Darvin Ham? What about Moochie Norris? Walter McCarty. Can you make a trade? Nope. Not unless it's offered to you, unless you use your one team-provided tactical or outright nuke to blow up your team. Any disagreement about Delk? Looks like Tony Delk's the guy. All right, Tony Delk with the first pick. And the next pick, still no trade, so any disagreement about Darvin Ham? Those are the two names that were being thrown out. You can draft them back-to-back. Malik Rose is out there, too. That's true. Seeing Rose mentioned. I'm seeing Ham mentioned. What else do we got going on? More Malik Rose. All right. It's going to be between those two. All right, chat. Will it be Malik Rose or Darvin Ham with this final first-round pick? That is the question. The question that only you can decide. Yeah, the only way you can complete a trade manually is to say, hey, we're going to look at blowing up our team or trying to go all in. Otherwise, it has to be a computer offer, I should say. Close vote between these two. As again, first round, we'll see how well it pans out for us overall. Again, the big additions for us, for you guys, Ben Wallace, for me, Peja Stojakovic. Right now, it looks like Darvin Ham is going to get the win here. Although a late pushback from Malik Rose. Maybe not. We got some people going to war here. We got a channel point war going on. And Palpatine pushes it over the edge. Malik Rose is the winner. And, oh boy, some unfortunate soul still got a draft pick. Multiple draft picks left for the two of us. Ah, shit. I mean, at this point, does it even matter? Hey, look, it's Human Shrek again. Oh, Jeff Barnes. Just waiting to see if there's anybody down here. This guy looks like when the FBI puts facial hair on somebody to be like, and this is how this guy's aged up. I'm going to go for Adrian Griffin just because he's real. Chat, you're up here in round 2. You do get a trade offer. 2 seconds for a second in the future and a scrub. Second round pick here for a future second. Got to be honest, chat, I highly recommend taking this pick from either Utah or Denver. It gives you time to trade those picks away. Where right now you're not going to find anybody good in the second round. So if you want to pick some random person, feel free. But it makes sense to kick the can down the road here. What do you guys think? Utah or Denver? First person in chat that says one of the names makes that decision. Max says Denver. There you go. So they take a dude named Dwight Keefe. You guys do have to make this pick. You might as well take Bernard Morris Sr. Why not? I mean, unless you want to take 7'2" Sheldon Page, 5'10" Stephon Mobley. That is true. As a 7'1" forward. Pat Samuels it is then. There you go. There you go. Fine by me. As we get a look at the top of the draft, neither one of us ended up with the crazy good players, but that's okay. That is okay. The 96 draft in the books.